What up, YouTube? Team Movies here with the new film, The Way Back in the Years this week. Since it is a new film starring Ben Affleck, I decided to go ahead and do my top 10 favorite Ben Affleck movies. I mean, Ben Affleck, of course, he's the kid from Boston. He worked with he's best friends with Matt Damon. He's been in some of the best stuff, and he's also been in some not so good stuff either. But yeah. Anyway, I mean, who just doesn't love Ben Affleck? That guy he's just the man. So, with that being said, here are my top 10 favorite Ben Affleck movies. Alright. Coming in at number 10, I'm going to go with the Kevin Smith film, Jersey Girl. Now, this might be a bit of an unpopular opinion, but I love Jersey Girl. I mean, it's another part of another Jersey set movie directed by Kevin Smith. And if you guys, this was also one of the films that featured Affleck with, his then wife, Jennifer Lopez, who Jennifer Lopez obviously didn't have that much of a part. But this movie actually got released like a year after that horrible, horrendous film, Julie, that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck starred. But Jersey Girl is real. I really quite like this film. I mean, lots of people actually consider it to be Kevin Smith's worst film. I don't think it's his worst. I mean, I think it's a really nice, little comedy, a film about fatherhood. I mean, I really like Ben Affleck's chemistry with his on-screen daughter Gertie, who's played by Raquel Castro. I mean, they're like a father-daughter chemistry is really great. You also had the late great George Carlin was in this. Liv Tyler, Jason Biggs, really great supporting cast. Even Matt Damon had a little cameo. Will Smith had a cameo. If you really want to look at Jersey Girl, sort of predicted Ben Affleck as Batman, because if you guys remember, there's like a scene where where Ben Affleck's Ollie character caused his vehicle, the Batmobile. So that's kind of a little prediction that he was going to play Batman. I guarantee it. But anyway, yeah, Jersey Girl is just. It's a shame that lots of people don't like this film, but I really enjoy it slightly more than most people do. Alright, coming in at number 9, another unpopular opinion, and that's going to be the 2017 film, Justice League. Now, I really enjoyed Justice League. I found it to be really quite entertaining. Yeah, there was some problems to it. It's not a perfect film, but man, Affleck portraying the role of Batman in Justice League was terrific. It was pretty cool seeing him, interact with the other members like the Flash, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and all. Of course, I mean, God knows if we're ever gonna get that Snyder cut, but whatever. Yeah, Justice League is not really all I have bad as most people may actually be, and I really got kicked out of it more than lots of people did. Number 8. Now, of course, there has been talk about a sequel in the works, but God knows if that's ever going to happen. Number 8 is The Accountant. The Accountant, of course, directed by Gavin O'Connor, who has that new film, The Way Back, also with Affleck this week. The Accountant is terrific. I mean, here you got Christian Wolf, played by Affleck, who has autism, but he's like very smart with and he's very great with numbers and all. And so, using a small town CPA office as a cover and all, and he also makes his living as a freelance accountant for a dangerous criminal organization. And so you got this treasury agent played by J.K. Simmons, who ends up hiding on his heels, hiding on Christian's heels and all. And, Wolf ends up getting closer to the truth about the disparate Pepsi, that like involves millions of dollars and all that. And there's it's really like a Ben Affleck's Bourne trilogy, really. Anyway, The Accountant is awesome. It's really fun. It's entertaining. Some great violent action. I mean, this is a very different. Like, he's of course playing someone with with autism, and I thought Affleck played that part really perfectly. It's, I guess you could say it's like the Bourne movies meets Rayman in a way. If you guys never really seen The Account yet, please do yourself a favor, go check it out. I mean, you also had John Bernthal, some really great Anna Kendrick, some great cast members. Hopefully, you will get that sequel that they've been talking about. Number 7, I'm going to go with Affleck's directing film, The Town. Now, The Town is a great crime heist film. You know, you got Ben Affleck, who portrays Dave McRae, who leads a band of ruthless bank robbers, who has like no real attachment except for James, played by Jeremy Renner, who ends up, despite his dangerous temper, is like a brother to him. And so, you know, everything ends up changing for Doug when James ends up, briefly taking a hostage bank employee named Claire Casey and learning that she lives in the gang's neighborhood and all. And he also ends up, falling for her, and he wants out of the, criminal underwear and all. I mean, the Town is probably one of the best heist movies I've seen in recent years. It is a great film. Ben Affleck, Blake Lively was in this. You had John Hamm, some really great cast members. Affleck, I mean, he's all tattooed up here. Him and Blake Lively really nailed, like, their chemistry is pretty great in this. I mean, if you guys never really seen The Town, it's a really terrific Affleck directed flick. And Affleck is actually a really talented filmmaker, so, I mean... Anyway, number 6, I'm going to go with another film that's going to be unpopular to say, but I don't care say what's unpopular or not. Number 6, I'm going to go with Batman vs. Superman. Yeah, I know there's lots of hate of Batman vs. Superman, but I really got kicked out of it. I mean, come on, the Martha scene is pretty... It's... I mean, I always was on the verge of that Martha scene, but of course, Affleck's cool line of, do you bleed? I mean, the fight scenes between Batman and Superman is really great. I just really got kicked out of this film a whole lot, and yes, the movie has problems, I would admit, but the film, I still really got kicked out of, and, it is a real shame that we're not going to see Affleck as Batman anymore, because I just think, I'm pretty sure Rob Pattinson is going to nail as Batman, but man, it would have been, I still really wish we have gotten seen Ben Affleck directed and starring Batman movie, but that's not happening now, so anyway. Alright, coming in at number 5, I'm going to go with the David Fincher film, Gone Girl. Gone Girl is terrific. It is based on a book directed by David Fincher, starring Ben Affleck, who portrays this New York-based writer named Nick Dunn, whose wife, Amy Dunn, played by Rosamund Pike, ends up going missing, and then obviously Nick becomes the prime suspect, and I mean, I'm not really going to go too much spoiler territories, because I don't know how many people still haven't seen it, but anyway, but yeah, Gone Girl is just, I mean, you also had Neil Patrick Harris was in this, Tyler Perry, Affleck, I really do. This is probably one of his best performances in recent years. His on-screen, relationship with Rosamund Pike's pretty good. Obviously, I never read the book, but yeah, and the twist at the end, I really did not see that. When I saw this movie, I never read the book, so I didn't know that twist is in the book or not. But I really did not see that twist coming at all. But yeah, I could have probably done without seeing Affleck's junk. But other than that, this movie is a terrific film. If you guys haven't really seen Gone Girl yet, go check it out. Alright. Coming in at number 4, I'm going to go with Chasing Amy. Now, this is part of Kevin Smith's New Jersey trilogy, if you will. And Chasing Amy is really terrific. I mean, here you got Ben Affleck, who portrays Holden McNeil, who's this comic book artist who falls in love with a fellow cartoon artist named Amy, played by Joey Lauren Adams. Only to be devastated when he finds out that she's also a lesbian and all. You got, and of course you got Jason Lee's in this. I mean, there's some really good chemistry that sparked between Joey Lawrence and Ben Affleck. You even got Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes as Jay and Silent Bob. That was a pretty cool scene. This is, like I said, is another part of the of Kevin Smith's Holy New Jersey trilogy. He actually has his own trilogy called the New Jersey trilogy. You know, he has Chasing Amy. I believe Dogma was in that. Mallrats, the Clerks movies. Kevin Smith is just the man, and he worked with Affleck loads of times. You know, of course, Affleck appeared in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I also really liked his little cameo in the reboot that got released last year. I mean, Affleck was a bomb as Batman. Anywho, yeah, Chasing Amy is a really nice, and frankly, lots of people will literally tell you that Chasing Amy is actually their favorite Kevin Smith movie. I mean, it's not really mine per se. Mine is still Jay and Silent Bob. But Chasing Amy is still a really good one. Really nice comedy. It's very heartfelt. Never seen Chasing Amy? Definitely go check it out. Alright. Coming in at number 3 is Hollywoodland. Years before Affleck portrayed the role of Batman, he technically portrayed Superman in a way. Well, not really Superman himself, but the actor who portrays Superman, George Reeves. And this here was directed by the Sopranos director Alan Coulter, and it's the semi-fictionalized take on the surrounding death of TV's original Superman George Reeves, portrayed by Affleck, who was killed by a gunshot wound to the head and all. And Reeves' ultimately demise was ruled as a suicide, but to like a cloud of uncertainty hangs over it, and like years later, an LA private detective played by Adrian Brody is hot on the case. And I mean, you even got speaking of Batman vs Superman, you had Martha in this, played by Diane Lane. So, and yeah, Ben Affleck ended up sleeping with Diane Lane. So now we could. So yeah, here he ended up kind of have a relationship with Superman's mom. So yeah, that explains the whole why Batman vs Superman really fought. But anyway, just a little timid joke there. Anywho, Hollywoodland is really terrific. I mean, you even got Bob Hoskins was in this. Probably one of Affleck's coolest performance. I mean, he actually even scored a couple of Oscar nominations, like Golden Globe. He didn't score any Oscar nominations. I mean, he scored one nomination, like Golden Globe, Critics' Choice. He was overlooked at the Oscars, but still, he was a terrific George Reeves. And if you guys haven't really seen Hollywoodland, it's a really good one. Alright. Number 2, I'm going to go with Good Will Hunting. It's not your fault. I mean, really good film. Good Will Hunting, this was a film that was scripted by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Even though Affleck had parts in movies beforehand, like he had a part in Dazed and Confused and all, I feel like Good Will Hunting is really the movie that really put him and Matt Damon both on the map. And of course, it won Robin Williams' first ever Oscar. Affleck actually technically won an Oscar for this for best screenplay. So there's that. Good Will, of course. Here you got Ben Affleck, who portrays the South Boston janitor who's working at a MIT, who is also a math genius, and he also has a relationship with the university psychologist played by Robin Williams, who uncover the deep wounds in Will's past, so he can live like a better life. And here you got Affleck, who portrays Will's best friend. You got Stellan Skarsgård as the professor. Minnie Driver portrays Will's girlfriend here. This scored loads of Oscar nominations. It won, like I said, screenplay for Affleck and Damon. So there's that. Good Will Hunting is just magnificent. Great. I mean, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, those two are just the best of friends. They also have a new movie coming out this year called The Last Duel. So it's gonna be cool seeing them back together again. But of course, they also appeared in Dogma together. But yeah, if you guys haven't really seen Good Will Hunting, it's a really terrific one. Alright, my number one favorite Ben Affleck movie of all time is the film that won an Oscar for Best Picture. And that goes to his directing film, Argo. He's directed lots of films, like, I probably could have also added Gone Baby Gone on this list, but granted, I'm only talking about his directing movies that he actually appeared in, so that's kind of why Gone Baby Gone is not in this list. But Argo is fantastic. This movie won Best Picture for a reason. Of course, it takes place in 1979, and the American embassy in Iran ends up being invaded by, Iranian revolutionaries, I would say, and several Americans ends up being taken hostage here. And so you got this ex-infiltration expert named Tony Mendes, played by Affleck, who ends up devising a darling plan by creating a phony Canadian film project looking to shoot in Iran and smuggle the Americans out as it with their production crew and all. And I mean, Mendez ends up creating the ruse and proceeded to Iran as the associate producer and all. You also had the likes of this didn't really get much acting nominations. Like the only acting nomination it did get nominated for was for Best Supporting Actor for Alan Arkin, and that's definitely a well-deserved one. Alan Arkin was awesome in this movie. I mean, Argo yourself. Remember that line? This movie won Best Picture for a reason. It's a terrific film, one of Ben Affleck's best directing efforts. And also, not to mention the film, and not to mention Affleck literally, how did he not get a Best Directing nomination? Has literally been bugging me, because he actually got, he literally, I believe, he actually won the DGA award, the Director Guild America, but he was shut out at the Oscars. So I still had no idea how that happened, but whatever. So Argo is a well-deserving Best Picture winner, and really, really amazing film. If you guys haven't really seen Argo by now, go check it out. Great true story film. Really good flick. Alright, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. 10 Jersey Girl, 9 Justice League, 8 The Accountant, 7 The Town, 6 Batman vs. Superman, 5 Gone Girl, 4 Chasing Amy, 3 Hollywoodland, 2 Good Will Hunting, and 1 is Argo. Alright. Now, Affleck, has been loads of other stuff. I probably could say Armageddon he was great in, Pearl Harbor, Daredevil, which not the original Daredevil, but the Daredevil director's cut. That's the best one. Anyway, Triple Frontier he was pretty good in, which was that Netflix film. Definitely not Live by Night. That movie kind of stunk. That's actually his worst directing film. Oh god, remember Geely, people? Yeah, Geely. Let's see. He was in that movie, Paycheck, Shakespeare in Love, Dogma. Definitely not Surviving Christmas. That film that he did with James Gandolfini. That movie was pretty horrible. He had a weird early 2000 year. He's not that into you. The Summons of Our Fear. Remember when he played Jack Ryan? Changing Lanes, Reindeer Games, Company of Men, School Ties, I might say, State of Play, Boiler Room. He was also just in that Last Thing He Wanted with Anne Hathaway, but that movie sucked. Holy cow, that was so horrible. Let's see. He was in Smoking Aces, Bounce, Phantoms. Affleck was the bomb at Phantoms. Any Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back fans will get that reference. Of course, speaking of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, X-Track he was in. He's been in some really great stuff. He's been in some not so good stuff. I mean, Chile ain't one. Oh, Chile, yeah. Anyway, let me, leave it to you guys. What are some of your favorite Ben Affleck movies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here, see you movie sign off.